Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Morning viewers. In this video, we are going to see about the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, which is going to take place on October 30th around 4:45 p.m. where Rahu moves from Aries to Pisces and Ketu moves from Libra to Virgo. We'll be seeing the effect of Rahu Ketu transit on each zodiac in a separate video. If you are new to my channel, keep this channel subscribed so that you will get my updates instantly. It may be an easy task for you. It can give a lot of motivation and enthusiasm in us to release such videos. Rahu, so far placed in the house of Aries, is going to move to the house of Jupiter, which is Pisces. Same way, Ketu from Libra is going to move to the house of Mercury, which is Virgo. So the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, mainly the transit of Rahu seems to be highly positive because it moves to the house of Jupiter, and Jupiter is a very positive planet, and we can expect positive predictions to almost all the zodiac. At the same time, Ketu represents the knowledge. Same way, Mercury also represents the practical knowledge, as Jupiter on a contrary is a traditional knowledge where we learn through a school teacher right from beginning to elementary school to the postgraduate level. It is a unique type of learning Jupiter will impact upon, but Mercury is a planet which imparts knowledge out of our experience. It depends upon person to person, the situation the person takes, so he learns lot of things out of his own. This is what Mercury will do. If Ketu is associated with the house of Mercury and Ketu symbolizes the knowledge, so we can say there will be abundance knowledge in the upcoming 1.5 years for those who are studying in schools and colleges and those who are working in different sectors. They can earn lot of knowledge. There will be a good shift in their lives. Generally for Rahu and Ketu, they don't have any own houses like other planets. So wherever they get associated, they behave like that house owner. For instance, if Rahu moves to Pisces, it will behave like Jupiter, and Ketu, when it get associated with the house of Mercury, it behaves like Mercury. So it is as equal as saying Jupiter is a ruler at his own house and Mercury is a ruler at his own house. This is way we need to see at this Rahu Ketu transit. In the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, when we see the planetary positions, on October 30, 2023 around 4:45 p.m. you have Rahu placed at Pisces, and fortunately the ascendant is also Pisces, and the second house Aries, Jupiter is alone now. So far Jupiter getting conjuncted with Rahu had lost its individuality, but now Jupiter will exhibit its own power. And you have the moon at the Taurus, the Kritika star, and Venus is placed at the Leo, and Ketu is at Virgo, and you have a conjunction of planets Sun, Mercury and Mars at Libra. Saturn as usual is a ruler at his own house, Aquarius, and you have the star Kritika on that day. So now, based on the planetary positions and based on the present position of Saturn and Jupiter and the upcoming Jupiter transit, we will see for the next 1.5 years the impact of Rahu Ketu on different zodiac. Generally for Rahu and Ketu, it moves in the anti-clockwise direction and it stays in a particular house for almost 1.5 years. So next to Saturn, Rahu Ketu takes the maximum time period of staying in a particular zodiac for almost 1.5 years. So it's going to be a great impact upon each and every individual. But at the same time, one has to note that the personal horoscope will take its higher priority. It gives up to 80% results from the personal horoscope. The present position of planets, the impact of the Rahu Ketu transit, it will have only an impact up to 20 to 25% on an individual. So one need not have to worry about positive or the negative results of the impact. Majority comes from the personal horoscope only. Pisces, the 12th and the last zodiac sign. For Pisces, in the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, Rahu from 2nd house will move to the 1st house zodiac, and Ketu from 8th house will move to the 7th house. So the position of Rahu and Ketu is not so encouraging, but the house of Rahu, that is Pisces, and Jupiter happens to be is a lot of zodiac. Rahu may not do much negative impact to the Pisces, but Ketu at the 7th house will do certain problems, as 7th house indicates your life partner, your business friends, business partners and all. So there may be some conflicts and issues between the life partners, friends, business partners and all during the upcoming 1.5 years period. Rahu at the zodiac may give certain basic health related issues, but Jupiter is very strong at the 3rd house in the 2024-25. You will get good support for all the problems that you face. If you face any health related issues, you will get a suitable medicines and you will get consulted by good doctors. If you have any other issues, you will get solution immediately as Jupiter is very strong. And Rahu at the house of Jupiter will not do much negative impact. But unfortunately for Pisces, they have entered into the 7.5 period of Saturn and they are in the first leg. So they may face certain troubles from Saturn. And Saturn happens to be strong at the 12th house, there will be a lot of expenses too. First house Rahu, initially, when it is placed at the first house, Jupiter will be strong at the second house. So the communication strength will improve. They will have good self-confidence and they can face any type of challenges courageously and bravely. Those working as teachers, professors, lawyers, even the pandits in temple, those who preach as spiritual advices to others, they all face good fortunes during the initial 6 months. In the next April 2024, when the next Jupiter transit takes place, Jupiter will move from Aries to Taurus and in third house it will be very strong. So Jupiter, so it is as equal as saying Rahu is very strong at the third house. So there will be good support from the younger sisters and brothers for them. Their efforts will turn out to be success. Those who are in specific art, those who are artists like singers, dancers, musicians, even the painters, they all find good fortune. Some may get opportunities to work in film industry. Some may even travel different countries and exhibit their talents and get name and fame. Jupiter is responsible the first and the 10th houses. So those who are unemployed can get good job opportunities as Rahu is very strong in the first house. Some may need to travel different places. Some may even travel abroad for a short projects and come back. Those who are working in a company may get a shift in the workplace. They will change the department or at least they move from one location to another location. Jupiter at first house will make the native move from the native place to other place. So Rahu at the first house will definitely do the same thing. Those who are working in IT companies, they get transfers or changes. They will go to different countries for projects. So they get lot of opportunity. It's a good time for unemployed people to get good job opportunities during that time. So it looks favorable for them. Initially, Rahu will travel on the Nakshatra or the star of Mercury. Mercury happens to be the 4th and 7th house lord. So that period, some may build assets. There could be a possibility of buying 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers, buying a flat, house, land and all. Investments in share market and financial institutions may fetch them some positive results. Some may get unexpected luck. There will be good support from the mother side family. The children studying up to 10th and may score well in the subjects. They could be a topper in the school. So any health related issues of the mother will get reduced in this period. So there's a good time for them. Elders in this zodiac will get travel opportunities to different places. They get good support from doctors and find remedies to their health issues. Those who are unmarried for long may get chance of getting a married life. So there will be good understanding between the married couples. Even those who are separated, there could be an opportunity to get reunited. So these are some of the positivity when Rahu travels on the Nakshatra or star of Mercury. The business will develop a bit better. Those who are in agriculture business, they find good profit during that time. Those who are freelancers, medical practices, have dispensaries of their own, they find the time more suitable. Even the medicine sellers, pharmaceutical companies, any person manufacturing the materials of construction field like sand, stone, cement, the business will get good fortunes during that time. Some may get an opportunity to join the army, the country, and they serve there. Those who are producing support to the country's military defense forces, like preparation of arms and ammunition, truck, vehicles, they all find a good profit during their period. When Rahu moves on the Nakshatra, the star of Saturn, and Saturn happens to be the 11th and 12th house lord, strong at the 12th house, there could be heavy expenses. The expenses could be for health issues, family reasons. They may spend a lot. We need to be careful during that time. There may be some problems with the elder brothers and sisters. There may be some issues with the family circle. So the period seems to be really tough for them as Saturn is very strong at the 12th house and Rahu traveling at the Nakshatra of Saturn will definitely increase the expenses. So during that period, whatever they earn, they will lose. There could be some theft or burglary in their house. There could be a chance of losing certain properties. So they need to be careful. Finally, when Rahu moves on the Nakshatra, the star of Jupiter, as Jupiter is very strong at the 3rd house, they could exhibit their talents and become more successful in that time. Those who are artists, they'll get good support and encouragement from the public. Those working in the social media can get good revenue. There will be good support from the public in that particular time. Some may get opportunities to work as a teacher or a lawyer as Jupiter itself is responsible for the 10th house. Women in this zodiac will get more fortunes compared to men. Women entrepreneurs get more business support compared to men. They get good support from the government. They get loan to expand the business. Women in house will get gold, silver and other ornaments as a fortune for them. They will get as a surprise gift from the friends or from the relatives. So they feel happy during the time. So these are some of the positivity when Rahu travel on different nakshatras. Now let us see for Pisces the impact of Ketu. For Pisces, Ketu from 8th house moving to the 7th house is not encouraging as it may disturb the family life. There could be some controversies and disputes between the married couple. Even the engagements or the marriage proposal, there could be some disputes and disturbances. Ketu is strong at the 7th house. Ketu at Virgo will act like Mercury, and Mercury is a negative planet for Jupiter sometimes because it gives the Kendra dosh. So at the 7th house, Ketu will act like Mercury, and there could be disturbances in certain aspects. But if the personal chart is very strong currently, the bad effects of Ketu will not be witnessed much. For Pisces, Mercury happens to be responsible for the 4th and 7th houses. So during that time, when Ketu is strong at the 7th house, some may get engaged. Some of the marriage proposals could be successful. Purchasing of assets, purchasing of vehicles could be there during that time. But at the same time, one should be very careful while investing the money in financial sector or even buying assets. They should look at all the terms and conditions thoroughly before paying the amount. Even investments, they should not be so greedy. They should have some limitations in investing in shares and other financial segments. There could be some problems and controversies with the friends as well as in business partners too. So they should be careful while dealing with the partners. Initially, Ketu will travel on the nakshatra of Mars. Mars happens to be the 2nd and 9th house lord. So it could be favorable for Pisces. Some may get good opportunities during that time. There could be some lucky times also because 9th house also indicate a lucky period. So some may get unexpected luck. Some may get ancestors' properties. Even any case pending in the court, the verdict could be in their favor. Second house also indicate your communication, your financial strength as well as your family life. So the period seems to be favorable. They can win out of any problems through the communications. Those who are working with communication as a base, they could be successful during that time. Some may get married and settled in a life and they'll establish their own house or a family in the time. The wealth condition could be improved during that. But it all depends upon the individual chart. Now, when Ketu moves on the nakshatra or the star of Moon, Moon happens to be the 5th house lord for Pisces. So there will be good support from the children. Children will study well and they will be supportive to the parents. Those who are looking for childbirth, the time seems to be favorable for them. So they can get a good childbirth during that time. Some may travel to different places for studies. Children might go to any foreign country as per the desired location. They will study well and get good universities. So these are some of the positivity when Ketu travels on the star of Moon. Then finally Ketu will travel on the nakshatra, the star of Sun. Sun happens to be the 6th house lord. So there could be some support from the government as well as there will be some issues from the government too. So they face both the consequences, the good time as well as the bad. Some may face heavy challenges from the government. There could be tax problems, there could be other issues from the government. Some may even go to jail for punishment. Some may get government punishments during that. But if the personal chart is very strong and positive, some may get support from the government. Some may get job opportunities in government departments. Even if they try to get loan, the time seems to be favorable. They could be able to challenge their enemies and competitors. Those who are doing business, they could be able to get the share of the partners. Even any health related issues will come to an end. They will see some good solutions during the period. So these are some of the favorable time because during the period even Rahu will be strong at the nakshatra as well as the house of Jupiter. So the final part of the Rahu Ketu transit will be more favorable for Pisces. So for Pisces in the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, the placement of Rahu seems to be good. As in the first house, Jupiter takes the Digbal and Rahu replaces Jupiter, and it is as equal as Jupiter placing in the first house. So the placement of Rahu seems to be good for Pisces. That too in the period of 7.5 period of Saturn, and they have entered into the 7.5 period. Almost they are in a deep bad situation. And it's a welcome period for Pisces. Also the nakshatras Rahu is going to travel on Pisces seems to be good, except during the time when it travels on the nakshatra of Saturn, where it will give certain negative results. Similarly, in the 7th house, the placement of Ketu is not so encouraging, but the nakshatras it is going to travel, it all looks friendly planets to Jupiter. So it turns out to be positive too. Now comparing the planetary positions, the upcoming Jupiter transit and the position of Saturn, the Saturn's effect will always take the upper hand when compared to other planets, the strength of the other planets. Also, one need to look at the personal chart, current Mahadasa and Antardasa, comparing to the planetary positions for Pisces and considering the Sanoda period of Saturn, we can say there could be a positivity up to 80% for Pisces.